BooTube! I gotta get this one in before, because today is 10th, Monday, which is the season 2 premiere of Supergirl, and also its debut on the CW network. So yeah, I better get this in. Fear the Walking Dead season 2, episode 15, which is the final episode, because it was a season finale, and it was titled North. I wonder why. But anyway, let's get to it from where we left off. Travis, hang on. Sorry about that. Like I said before in previous videos, I'm hearing like all kinds of sounds everywhere, and it just like driving me crazy. But anyway, let's begin. From where it left off, episode 14. Remember, Travis found out that Derek, Brandon, and Chris, when they left him back at that little farm place, apparently, you know, all three of them were tired from, like, should I say, tired from, you know, getting away from bandits. And, you know, Chris apparently volunteered to drive the truck while the other two, Brandon and Derek, were sleeping in the trunk of the truck, you know, the back. And apparently, Chris was also very tired, so apparently he fell asleep behind the wheel to the point where crashes the truck and like spins around like 6 times. Brandon and Derek are okay. Like, one of them, I think it was Brandon, he only had like a busted up shoulder. Derek seemed to be fine. I know one of them was fine, one had a busted shoulder, but Brandon and Derek had lied to everyone saying, you know, Chris was killed on impact, right? He flew out of the truck and was killed on impact. But we found out that wasn't the case. In fact, after the truck stopped rolling, apparently Chris did survive the crash. The only problem was that his legs were busted, especially one leg in particular, because there was a bone literally sticking out of his skin. And as he was crawling out of the truck, Brandon and Derek show up because, you know, they fell out of the truck, obviously, because, you know, it spun. But, like, they show up and pretty much kill him. All because he had busted up legs. And probably because he crashed the truck. But Travis, from where we left off, Travis finds that out. He beats the heck out of Brandon and Derek and straight up just kills the both of them. No mercy. And in the process, Madison, Oscar, and I forgot the third person. I think it was Hector. But I know for a fact that, Madison and Oscar and the third person were trying to get through the door to get to Travis to stop him, right? And Oscar actually succeeded in opening the door because he got the keys, but unfortunately, Travis accidentally, you know, not intentionally, but he did attack Oscar for trying to interfere, and Oscar ended up with a very bad head injury, right? So Travis, he's all sitting there in a corner, like pretty much in a fetal position in a way. He's all dazed on the floor because he just killed Brandon and Derek, right? And he even, like, unintentionally, really seriously injured Oscar, right? And so Hector and Elena, they hauled Travis away, and they managed to remove Oscar, who's, like, literally unconscious because of the head injury. And, Madison tries to defend Travis, obviously, but Elena's all like, you know what? Your man here just killed 2 people, 2 survivors that came here for safety, and badly hurt Oscar. Right? And unfortunately, you know, Travis did kill the boys, but he didn't give them head wounds, so obviously they have to. So Madison went back inside, and she returns to the cafe and stabs both Brandon and Derek through the head so they don't turn. It's infected, right? Strand tries to dissuade Madison from speaking up for Travis because, you know, remember, Madison is the one that made up that rule. You remember that? Madison's like, we don't hurt one another here in this hotel. We're all a family here. If anyone hurts one another, they're instantly banished. Remember that incident with, I forgot her name, but the mother of the bride? Remember when she stabbed Strand? After that, Madison made up that rule saying if anyone hurts anyone else in this hotel, you're banned from that. You're banished from now on, right? And Strand's trying to tell Madison not to speak up for Travis because she's the one that made up that rule, you know? And I get that. Madison made up the rule. it doesn't matter who that person is. You, the one who made up the rule, if someone hurts someone in the hotel, they're banished. And Madison's trying to, like, keep Travis from getting banished, but that's not really fair. She made up that rule for everyone else, especially that one, the wife, the mother of the bride. Why does Travis get a free pass, right? So I understand Strand trying to tell Madison, stop speaking up for Travis, because you're the one that pretty much made up the rule to banish whoever hurts anyone else in the hotel. You can't just make exceptions just because he's your man, right? And after that, Alicia and Madison, they decide to leave the hotel together with Travis so they could all be together. So Travis doesn't have to be banished by himself while they stay in the hotel, right? But unfortunately, Strand, he refuses to go with them, right? Which I think is kind of bad, because I want them to all be together, I know that Alicia and Madison, their mother-daughter, I know Madison is with Travis, they're in a relationship. I know Strand has no, connection to this particular small family in general, but they've been through a lot together since the beginning so far, and I want Strand to go with them, you know what I mean? But anyway, Madison ends up entering the game room where Travis is being locked up, right? And tells him, she and Alicia will leave with him since they're planning to banish him, right? In the morning. And so that all happens. Going back to La Colonia, though, Luciano's all, bandaging up Alejandro's infected bite wound, and, he's pretty much telling her, I'm dying, I'm infected, I've been bit, right? But she orders him to pretty much lie to all the townspeople, saying, I'm fine, I'm immune. Basically, what Luciano is doing is pretty much telling Alejandro to keep up his little lie about being immune, so all the townspeople will believe him. They'll believe that he's still, immune, and they'll have faith in him still, right? Which I kind of understand, they don't want the people to panic, because for the longest time, they've been supporting Alejandro from the beginning, And if they find out, just like Luciana did, that he was lying about the bite wound being infected, it was actually a bite wound from a living person, and the fact that he's not immune, and he just got bit, people will panic, especially large group of people. You don't know how other people will react. Luciano was kind of mellow compared to what most people could react to this, right? So I understand why Luciana said, keep up the front that you're immune, so other people won't panic and they'll have faith in you. I understand that too. Anyway, Nick, he keeps begging Luciana to leave La Colonia with him, right? And she pretty much tells him we're going to meet our fate. Basically, she's going to say, whatever happens in La Colonia, I will face it with the rest of the community. I don't want to leave. And she basically tells Nick to just run. Go on and run away. That's all you ever do, right? And that little conversation was kind of unnecessary. It's like a little lover's spot, and it's weird, honestly. But I guess I understand why they say it all the time, but I don't know. It just seemed kind of weird. But anyway, hang on. I'm sorry. I'm watching this really emotional scene on this show, and it's amazebeans. But anyway, Andres... No, I'll get back to that anyway. Alejandro's addressing the townspeople that men are coming after them and to kill them, right? But pretty much tells them have faith and it will protect them. And the fact that he declares that they will not die today. And I admire him for having that much faith. Because in an apocalypse, let's just face it. If there was an apocalypse today, all hell would break loose. And I was born and raised a Catholic. I'm not downing on religion or faith or anything like that. But it's sometimes with something like that, all you think about is panic and the fact that you're just plain scared. And the fact that they can keep up their faith like that, I admire them for that, I don't know if in apocalypse, if it ever happened today, I don't know if I'll be able to have that much faith. I'd be deathly scared. I don't know about the rest of you. I'd be everything would be out the window for me except for panic, fear, and just craziness, you know what I mean? For me, anyway. That's why I admire Alejandro having all that faith and trying to keep pretty much everyone in La Colonia faithful, you know what I mean? And it's admirable. Because we all know me. Anyone who knows me, though, all sense is out the window with me. But anyway, Nick does manage to leave La Colonia, but as he's walking down the Tijuana road, because he's all like covered in infected blood as per usual, he uses his binoculars because he hears something, and he looks off in the distance in the binoculars and manages to spot an actual helicopter in the distance. And I'm like, Nick found a helicopter? Ooh, there might be like some sort of army base or something where there's like a large community nearby, right? Or it could just be a military base, because Lord knows where they get like judging by that helicopter, it looked like a military helicopter from far away. I'm just saying, it did not look like a mini plane that you see on a private airstrip or something like that. It looked government, it looked military even, so I'm guessing military base, right? But anyway, yeah, I thought that was interesting, you know, the fact that while Nick does leave La Colonia, he manages to see an actual operating helicopter, which obviously is being driven by someone alive, otherwise that thing would not be in the air properly, right? So, what can this mean for La Colonia? What can this mean for Nick? You know what I mean? Because Nick is not that far away from La Colonia when he left and saw that helicopter. But anyway, back to the hotel. Andres is trying to treat Oscar, who's still unconscious from his head trauma, right? And, you know, Alicia is offering to help, and he tells her that they must remove a piece of Oscar's skull to reduce the swelling. And, you know, considering who was the one at fault, they're still kind of wary about everyone, mainly Madison's group now, so they pretty much tell Alicia to leave. I think, one, because he's partially mad at the fact, you know, Alicia does know Travis. They're part of the same family, you know what I mean? And also, it is a very gruesome thing. They have to remove a piece of his skull. So, I'm only guessing that's the reason why they told her to leave, right? Anyway, Andres is actually drilling into Oscar's head while Elena and Hector stand by to help out. And quite frankly, that is a very disturbing thing to see. Especially when, obviously, they're not in a hospital. They're not really trained doctors, like full medical licensed doctors.